These communities, there is nothing else. Nothing. There's no, I mean, there's tribal jobs and all that, but that all exists because people live here. Without fishing, no one lives here.
Area M is probably the most regulated, most scrutinized fishery in the state of Alaska.
It's frustrating. I think everybody knows that. We feel like we're a target at times.
10 years ago, King Cove was a happening place in the summer. Now it's probably 75% less of what we had.
Most of the residents here are going to weather the storm and look forward to brighter days.
We're tough, we're resilient. We have to, we have no choice. We will continue to go and we will make it work.
Communities like King Cove and Sandpoint, located at the intersection of the Pacific Ocean and the Bering Sea. In these towns, far from any connected road system, fishing isn't a side industry. It's how Indigenous families stay, how the local economy works, and it's a way of life.
I think I earned my first paycheck. My dad felt sorry for me, so he let me go. He didn't want to see me crying on the beach anymore, so he took me seining, and I was the dishwasher. Oh, it was a big payday. It's not a job, because you're born into, it's a fishing society. It's just a part of life.
When boats are fishing, everything around them moves. Stores, cafes, schools, city services. But when fishing slows down, the whole town feels it.
We are at our busiest when the boats are in from fishing. But without the fishermen here, we would not make it. We would probably have to close our doors. I mean, it's that apparent.
That economic ebb and flow is as natural as the tide for fishing towns. But fishermen had been earning less for decades, leaving them with little cushion when an unexpected pressure hit. The sudden closure of Peter Pan, the year-round processing plant in King Cove.
That's a whole different hardship over there. I mean, if you would have said that something was going to happen to Peter Pan 10 or 15 years ago, people would look at you like you had two heads. You know, I mean, that was totally unforeseen.
Even if you weren't a fishing family, I would say Peter Pan impacted your life in one way or another. And so it's just affected everybody from the ground up.
Because Peter Pan was more than just a business. It provided essential community infrastructure, and their absence has made everything harder.
Families now are moving to find more reliable work, more reliable jobs, and they're taking their families with them, which, lowers school enrollment, which affects our community. It's just was that one puzzle piece that kind of was holding us together.
The closure of Peter Pan changed King Cove overnight. And the effects of that have rippled to every other fishing community in the region.
Peter Pan closing in King Cove contracted the Sandpoint economy dramatically. I mean, geez, half the boats in this town fished for Peter Pan. So they lost their markets. But you just eat it because, we gotta all stick together. You know what I mean?
But despite the region pulling together, this shutdown landed on top of a second pressure, one that's been building for decades. A statewide fight over a fishery called Area M.
This area is located, at the end of the Alaska Peninsula, and salmon that are trying to get to the Bering Sea or trying to get into the Gulf have to go around the end of the Alaska Peninsula.
Critics describe Area M as an intercept fishery, negatively implying that fishermen here are taking salmon before they reach their home streams. And when runs are weak elsewhere, Area M becomes the easy target.
Area M's been getting picked on politically for 40 years. Any place in the state of Alaska doesn't get their fish back and they're blaming Area M. Bullshit.
Area M, for some reason, became the area that had apparently the best fishermen, and we could kill off everybody's salmon. I don't know why. We're known as a Cape fishery. You catch the fish as they run through instead of at the terminal stream. And you have a better product because they're out in the ocean and they're not color marked, they haven't started losing scales or anything.
Even though the quality of fish is better, fish are a finite resource. And when runs struggle elsewhere, Area M is often blamed. Most recently, that blame has come amid declining returns to the Yukon.
It's the second year in a row of a severe and sudden salmon collapse that's affecting Indigenous residents on the Yukon River.
Residents are calling for an end to regulations that allow Bering Sea commercial fishermen to scoop up salmon bound for the Yukon River.
So while different interest groups around the state label them as an intercept fishery, there is a reality that all of those groups ignore with the label.
If you fish on the lower Yukon, you're fishing an intercept fishery. Those fish could be going 1,500 miles upriver. There is no fishery in Alaska that's not an intercept fishery unless you're fishing on the spawning grounds.
They say we're taking their fish. Well, we all started in this fishery together. So really, we were doing fine. All of a sudden now everybody's getting desperate.
We did this wrong, we did that wrong, and everybody wants a scapegoat. Last year we were allowed to release Chinook salmon in the salmon fishery. This year, for some reason, we aren't. It's some politics that wants to make us look bad. They're perfectly fine when we catch them. Let's release them so they can go on to spawn. Nope, keep them all. Almost all of the rest of the state is releasing king salmon, and we're forced to keep them.
The fish are still dead. They never got back where they're supposed to be gone. So I asked them, I said, so is this what we're doing again? Now we're gonna kill all the kings so you could count how many we killed, but it's not gonna help the spawning beds at all, is it?
And there is no place that's had better genetic study than Area M with the WASP study.
WASP, a huge multi-year study done by the state of Alaska, shows that Area M gets some fish from all over, including from Asia. And it shows that pretty consistently, the total number taken from fish returning to the Yukon and Kuskokwim rivers is on average less than 4%.
It does not explain the problems that the Yukon is having. But I think that the global warming is really dealt a heavy, heavy blow to the interior. You could stop Area M totally, just shut them down, and it's not gonna deliver what they need to those systems.
The simplest thing that we've always said since the beginning is go by the science instead of the politics.
And the local, mostly Indigenous fishermen have to live under the weight of those political decisions.
We're all native or Aleut from here. And most of my family, which is a bunch, there was eight Gunderson brothers, and they're all, most of everybody's left because the opportunity is not here. It's just everybody's getting weeded out because lack of fishing time and just the effort. You can't put the effort anymore because there's not enough time like it used to be. So
rules like how long fishermen can stay out on the water, they're determined by the Board of Fish. But if they're changed frequently, it's not always easy for fishermen to keep up.
Mike, what were we before? Were we 36 on and 39 off? I can't remember what it was before. The windows have kind of changed. 48 on, 36 off?
It was 36 on, 48 on, and then at the end it became 48. Back in the day, yeah, we used to have more.
48 and 36 or
the
something.
openers was always 48.
Yeah, the windows have been adjusted by the Board of Fish just in negotiations.
And fearing another round of changes, the fishermen decided to take a different tact.
But the fishermen did elect to do this adaptive management program where they try to stay off chum, particularly in June, and they've been effective.
The Seine fleet has organized a self-management system where if we're seeing a lot of chums, we take time off out of the open periods. We'll voluntarily stop fishing for sometimes days to avoid chums, to allow them to pass, because our target is sockeye. And that's been super successful in lowering the overall harvest of chums for the last 3 years we've been doing it.
And they've taken it upon themselves to do a management of the area and the fleet. Our fishermen are local. You know, they're not flying in to grab their boat and go out and fish a bunch and then leave and go back to their houses. They live here. They know when, you know, there's not enough escapement. We want to preserve this fishery just as anybody else does. We live here.
The people in King Cove and Sandpoint are doing everything they can to be able to stay in their communities.
That's the thing out here. I mean, it's always subsistence. Subsistence is what, you know, that is subsistence here. There is no subsistence. You know, we're not out setting gill nets. Just these boats bring fish home to the people. That's how we get our fish. This isn't a nice river, or it's the ocean. And the only way to go out in the ocean and get fish is on a big boat. You know what I mean? And you take that away and we don't have a bunch of caribou, we don't have a bunch of moose. You only have fish around here.
Despite the politics, and especially the closure of Peter Pan and King Cove, the communities aren't giving up.
King Cove is full of survivors. We're from a unique group of people. You are not going to go to any other community in this region and find a greater bunch of people.
So we're going to work hard getting another buyer in here. The city, you know, we want to say, oh yeah, we're going to cut your lights off because you never paid a bill. No, we want to work with the new buyer here to be able to make them feel at home instead of saying, oh yeah, well, the bank cut us off, we're cutting you off. Okay, that's what happened here. With the fishermen, we're eating it right now. But we have other people to come in and help and buy fish. We still have the boats to do it, so we're going to make it work.
They can't vote their way out of weather. They can't control markets. And they don't control decisions made in boardrooms or political meetings. But they do have each other.
It's our livelihood, but it's more than that. It's our culture. It's a piece of us. It's a piece of our family. We're tough. We're resilient. We have to. We have no choice. We will continue to go, and we will make it work.